morning, fellow Ambazonians. This one na the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, the spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council, Capo Daniel, and come with for now today, this Saturday, 29th day for this 7th month of 2022 with intelligent report. I think say by now, all man go down here. If you know by here, that means say you know be connected to WhatsApp. There is an audio out there put out by La République du Cameroon, and they push them out. I will get for the audio very soon. Early on for this liberation movement for 2016, when our people be just rise for which way they call them Ambazonia rising, La République du Cameroon, they be get very difficulties. They be get a lot of difficulties for stop the sharing of information. They be done the manage information control since all man be they rely on newspaper and television. But for this era for Android, the Android generation where internet it be they use WhatsApp, Cameroon be unable to manage information, manage propaganda, and their greatest challenge be now for stop the communication and the sharing of information about what did happen. It be get for an extent where the Cameroon government it be actually cut off internet for the entire Ambazonia in order to achieve this purpose, because stopping information it will help them for propagate their propaganda, and it will help them for stop the liberation movement from the people, for it will stop the people them from rising. But today the intelligent report we go get for now about this audio where they circulate on WhatsApp forums them. Wanna listen.
All right, Mr. Jovet, good evening. Just to inform you that I'm forwarding you a message. As from tomorrow, forward this message to all the nooks and crannies of the people you know, especially in your meeting. Forward the message to them. Tell them, as from tomorrow.
I'll be sorry, I go to cut the message so that I go to interject myself and for make people that make them be wise up, make them understand what's the way to go on. Usually, they send all these fake messages, they pretend like they talk for some person or they send them for a particular person, so that it will give the impression saying an honest person way it give, it transmit a genuine message, but way not just a mask way, an intelligent way for hide and for send out Cameroon propaganda. They disguise someone, then they make a phone call, so one then they call a bogus name or an anonymous name for send out this type of messages, but all not just tactics for send out fake messages from La République. So make una continue for listen.
The 26th of July 2022, as from tomorrow, a government is launching a new control telephone calls.
So when I notice say the man is start by giving the date, and he be pretend say he is sending message now for some person where he know he, because he pretend to call the person in name as when I be here from the beginning. So make a play that part, make una hear again.
All right, Mr. Jovet, good evening.
So when I hear he address some person, let's send a message where he send them for some money inbox. If you know some man, you do want send message for he. You know if you go begin to talk about the date when a personal message, you need to work that way. You know if you send message for person where you are the chat every day, you talk to today date na number 20 this, number that. This one na for sure na say na a fake message, na a propaganda message, na a message where be targeted against our liberation movement, na a weapon. Me gonna no fit say weapon na only gun, no propaganda too na weapon. I will make a me gonna listen and all. I will tell na waiting for know about this particular message.
2022, as from tomorrow, a government is launching a new control telephone calls. WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, everything. A new system is put in place as from tomorrow. So watch out on the informations we are forwarding to our loved ones, especially political issues, especially all these issues concerning Ambazonia, especially all these things concerning criticizing government or talking about the CPDM, talking about political issues, rancor and so on. We should be very...
So the purpose where they make this message now because the Cameroon government it don't fail woefully. Despite all their propaganda, the availability of CRTV, their using of established media, them for try for stop our people, their mindset for move them away from liberation, they don't fail. So they know say Ambazonian struggle, they rely for communication for WhatsApp, for Facebook, for YouTube, for the most part, and through forwarded messages. So they talk say the Cameroon government, it want launch a new program for track down this platform them. Which way did it talk, be practicable? WhatsApp, it be different from YouTube, and YouTube, it be different from Facebook. Na different platform them where it exists for the internet. It be impossible and it be impracticable. So which way did it do na propaganda? Did one try for stop our people then know for be engaged with Ambazonian leadership or with their plight and their struggle for liberation? Did one for drive them away from this platform them? Me they no be able to engage themselves. We know say the Cameroon government is track number them for phone because MTN and some other company them they work with them for track down direct line phone them. With our experience with them, we know say each time we did one track, the advice person me the call na direct call. So advice will give our people them we did worry for Cameroon political persecution. Na say me they avoid for use direct phone call for talk about our liberation struggle. Me then develop their own code language between friends and when all on two go know it to they talk for pass information. We know say even though La Republique then get capacity for tap telephone call, even the phone call the way they tap them, they no get enough staff them for listening. How we know? Because we don't monitor the system, we don't monitor people the way they don't interrogate them using this material, we don't monitor their court system and document the way they don't submit them for court, which way they miss them and which way they no miss them. Then lack the staff, then lack the manpower. Because this one a popular struggle for 8 million people them. They no fit monitor all man. Even the one the way they monitor them, they no get capacity for monitor them properly because they no fit monitor them 24 hours. The network for Ambazonia, their communication will be too heavy for La Republique to Cameroon for be able to make sense of it. We know say the people the way they recruit them for this so-called DDR center where they work with this bilingualism committee. This bilingualism committee is a front for Cameroon intelligence network where they try when they gather the raw data them, they pass them on for them for make sense of it. Because even the francophone them when they manage the war, they don't even know the things they already talk. Even for pidgin, even for English. So they rely mostly on these people the way they don't take them for their area, their center the way they call and a DDR center them. Now center then that they process information for gather intelligence for know it if we help them, know it way they know if we help them. For the most part, when it comes for our population, they use not only scare tactics. They don't want fighting you, make you feel it and get capacity where they no get them. Cameroon no be capable for monitor WhatsApp. Even American government, they define and difficult for monitor WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and other social media platform them. We will continue for listen the audio and we will present for the intelligent report on it. May we continue.
Watch, you may be arrested at any time. As from tomorrow, give this information the widest. Give this audio the widest means for everybody to know. Somebody inboxes you, he writes you political issues, don't respond. Somebody inboxes you, he tells you that CPDM has done like this, don't respond. Somebody sends you WhatsApp messages about Amazonians, don't even respond, just take note and delete. He will be the one to be arrested and not you.
So we get right, our people then get right for express themselves politically, which way they try for doing for intimidate people them. They use several measures to intimidate people. One, I say, they send their agent the way they for chat group, they make some kind of statement them. Let's say they monitor them, so that many people they fear. We also get experiences sometimes they make random search for mobile phone them, and then for send out the message they search mobile phone them. Actually, even when they stop people to search their phone, they don't already know which way they look for. Even when they find sensitive information, most of the time they're so that they don't take 2,000, left the person may go. They not already be very developed, they be very primitive, they not be motivated, and they are not smart at all. The least thing we are people they need for worry, not for worry. Now fear itself be the main problem. And now the fear itself, we the one use them for target our people, for put with fear for our heart, make we not be engaged politically. We must overcome this fear for win our freedom. We must continue to engage with our human right and our right to express ourselves without fear of favor. Our population, they be advised for use another number wey no be their regular number for communicate. Most people that for ground zero, they actually get two phones. Their phone for struggle where they hide them for house, and the one where they use them to do their day-to-day transaction them. We will continue to adopt this method, but maybe we know say what we need to be bold for overcome this fear where they try to put them for the people that had and for continue to engage. They don't try plenty way them. So one indeed they try to identify individual them for inside WhatsApp group and then intimidate them for back, or for Facebook intimidate them. But our people then they still find way for monitor get information. They avoid for make comment. They did for many chat group. They did observe for gather information. May them continue to do so, but may them be more bold. If you only defeat the enemy now when you rise above the fear and action, maintain the way they do and for you now for try for frighten you. Now why that way they use terrorism tactics them for intimidate, for frighten our people, for remain slaves forever.
Studying for it is in French. I would have done it. I would have, but it's in French. That's why I'm making an audio from tomorrow. So on Sunday meeting, you tell all meeting members, even from now, you can be calling them and telling them that they should stop forwarding anything which is politics, anything that regards politics in the country. They should stop it. Anything that regards Ambazonia affair, they should stop it, because government has put in place a new system to control all telephone calls, WhatsApp, all YouTube, Facebook, and everything, and it is going to be launched as from tomorrow. So we have been informed.
It talk about a system. In the name the system. It talks say it didn't have French. It talks say down here. Not just propaganda. Now a desperate attempt for La Republic after they don't fail for fight Ambazonia for many fronts. Make our people then ignore these messages, and me they always identify such messages, and then me they help the enemy by sharing and forwarding these messages. By now, we must then be mature after 5 years for know the modus operandi of the enemy, and for know say all these things the way they talk na fake. Trust we, when such information and they will be real, we will be the first one for bring and for una. God bless una. Una stay safe. Una overcome the fear of the enemy and the terror of the enemy. Una rise up to the occasion. Now the time for our freedom for come. Now the ordained period is we must do what it takes to free ourselves. We must take risk. We must break the glass ceiling, as they call them for English, for us to be able to free. Freedom is not free. We must rise up to the occasion. We must join the armed resistance. We must fight Cameroon. We must continue to engage politically. When I collect our numbers, them, when I pass the information, when I give us the intelligence for us to be able to be effective against this curse of La Republic, this terror of La Republic we did for our country. God bless you now.